Okay. Okay. All right, Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Rakaka Gosh. All right, double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, our elders of GMS, and salutation, peace, and blessings to the hopeful elect, the sincere brethren that's in this truth, that's teaching this word and this sincerity in this truth and 100%, and this the bitter and the sweet, the Israelite foreigners, the aqua, the women that humble themselves, and faith-based Israelites, and those that are continuing to do this work until the end again. All right, I'm going to begin with this Luke 21, and these are the words of Yahweh Shai here. Luke 21 and 15, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries should not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. I'm reading on this, the history of the what you can say the Roman Jewish wars. Jewish, wow. The the Roman Israelite wars. Let me put it correctly. Where I just read when the betrayal was going on, especially within the churches and within Jerusalem, and the different factions and the rise of what they want to call zealots, or Sicaries. you know, a lot of killing going on amongst our people, a whole lot. Where it got to the point where these devils themselves felt the need to intervene and bring an end to it all. Some serious history here, man. This is some serious good reading, you know. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, and on what I'm doing, and I'm just equating it with the times we're living in now, which these times we're living in now is going to be far worse, But we're going back into the history of Jerusalem being besieged by Vespasian and his son Titus. All right, okay. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but there shall not be an hair of your head perish, and your patience possess ye your souls. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Let me keep reading. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains. How's this for Black History Month? Now we're, how we, just if you took the time out and read, you'll learn of how and why we're reading it now. It's pretty much what I'm going over now. How we ended up in the interiors of Africa. Okay, where the bulk of us, because we had a presence in Africa. A small presence, but that presence, like I said, multiplied vastly when this history took place here. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon the people, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. All right, and that time of the Gentiles being fulfilled, we're in that moment now. All right. So reading this again, well, starting to read this now. Vespasian began his campaign in AD 67 in Galilee, where a young priest, Joseph, was in command. And listen, this is a bloody story, man. This is some serious. This is beautiful. Just to have this, just read this, and you gives you a better insight on what was actually going on back then. You can actually envision it in your mind. His army numbered more than 50,000 men. Vespasian took Sepphoris, Jotapata, where Joseph surrendered to the general and became the Roman scribe Josephus, and several other towns with brutal force. He also destroyed Gamla, where the Zealot movement began, putting 10,000 people to the sword. Most of the towns of the region were left as smoking ruins. Many men were executed, often crucified, and the women and children were sold into slavery. And a few were saved for the gains in the Romans. Listen. Let me read. Most of the towns of the region were left as smoking ruins. Many men were executed, often crucified, and the women and children were sold into slavery. A few of the women and children were saved for the games in the arena. Galilee was again Roman. And you want to talk about these devils done changed? People have lost your damn minds, man. It's the same devil now. Vespasian then conquered the coast, including Joppa and the lands to the east of Judea. He took Jericho, which guarded the eastern approach to Jerusalem, and Emmaus, which guarded the western. Jerusalem was now isolated. They had it surrounded. You couldn't go in, you couldn't go out. It was pretty hard back then. I'm sure there were a few that made it out. In AD 68, the campaign halted due to the suicide of Nero, as Josephus had predicted, a prediction that apparently spared his life. Vespasian became emperor. He left his son Titus to complete the campaign against Jerusalem. Now, check all this out. The situation in Jerusalem was horrible. Several factions of zealots converged in the city. Having been defeated elsewhere, they blamed each other for their defeats. One group controlled the Temple Mount and appointed their own priests. When the Sadducees priests resisted, they were slaughtered along with 8,500 of their supporters. The sewers of the city ran with Jewish blood. Simon Bar Giora, another self-proclaimed Messiah, entered the city. This reminds me of Acts 5. Let me see if I can find this real quick. 506. Acts 506. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Acts 5. I was right. Acts 5. Just reminds me of the men that thought they were something, that had many of them that followed them, and they all died. For example, 5 and in 37, after this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxing, and drew away much people after him. He also perished in all, even as many as obeyed him were dispersed. There's a better one here. People commanded the opposite for before these days rose up Theudas, boasted himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who was slain in all. Just had to read that. Just reminded me of how Jake is always rising up, not realizing it wasn't that time yet. Just again, I made a video with Nat Turner. Nat Turner would be considered a zealot. All right, but anyway, let me continue reading. Another self-proclaimed Messiah entered the city and fought the zealots. Confusion and terror reigned. Jerusalem was divided into 3 sections, each fighting the other as the Romans tightened the noose. Apparently, the Christian community possibly remembered the Lord's words, says Jesus here, but possibly to remember Yahushua's words. Matthew 24:15-16, he fled to the mountain region east of the country, beginning the long separation of Jew and Christian that would bear horrible consequences later. In the spring of AD 70, Titus arrived outside Jerusalem. His army now numbered 80,000 or more. Titus breached the third wall near the end of May and slaughtered the people of that part of the city. 5 days later, the second wall fell. Half of the city belonged to the Romans. In July, the Romans built a siege wall around the city to prevent escape and to starve the citizens. It's exactly what's going to pop off in these last days, man. They're going to starve the citizens, you know. They're going to starve the citizens, but this way by, you know, they're going to just shut the whole country down. You know, ain't going to be no delivery of goods and semi trucks and delivery trucks, you know, you know, parking at the docks. It's all coming to an end. Their ultimate goal is just to starve the people, man. You know, the devil just does everything over again, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's just going to repeat it, but differently. Obviously, we're in a different era. All right. Unbelievable, the killing between the Jewish faction continued. People killed each other over scraps of food. Anyone suspected of contemplating surrender was killed because some Jews had swallowed gold coins before trying to escape. Wow. Their fellow citizens began to disembowel those they caught looking for money, and one night 2,000 were ripped open. Jeez, man. 2,000 were ripped open. No one bothered to bury the dead. You can smell, you can imagine the smell. You know, those bodies decomposing and rotting in the air, you know. Many who did surrender were crucified just outside the walls so the hapless defenders could watch their agony. Josephus records that the Roman soldiers nailed people in various positions for their own amusement until they could not find enough crosses for the victims. The famine took its toll as well. Josephus reports that 600,000 bodies were thrown out of the city. This may be an exaggeration, but gives a sense of the carnage. All right, that's what's coming, actual carnage. All right, an actual carnage, you know. This is, you know, but again, how's that for Black History Month, you know? Because Black History Month doesn't represent um, absolutely no truth at all, you know, and it's, I mean, very little, but there's a lot of that madness, a lot of history. For example, like that bitch's name, who say freed the slave, Harriet Tubman, which was so exaggerated, and it was literally isn't true at all, you know, literally isn't true at all. Which is that story it serves a political purpose, you know. But anyway, um, again, there's Black History Madness. The Black History Madness was, uh, which you're given your own. You're given your leaders. You're given leaders that don't represent us as Hebrew Israelites. Period. You know, and you wonder why you're being destroyed. Actually, Hosea and Jeremiah. Hosea and Jeremiah. Let me grab this. Pages sticking together. Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because thou hast rejected knowledge. You know? So you continue on with this madness, with this Black History Month, man. You know? Black History. You claim to be everything else other than what you are. Black History Month, which links these fools with, we're African American. We're African. And like them African, Hamites, like them Hamites is your brother. No, the Hamites are not our brothers. You know, they're not our brothers. They're not our part of the Israelite family. They're not part of the Hebrew Israelite nation, period. Jeremiah. Jeremiah 4 and 20, 4 and 22, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. You know, and doing good is leading your people to the light. You know, giving your people the truth. You know, more of this madness, this Black History Month madness, man. Thank God, you know. Thank Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. February is the shortest month of them all. All right. How's this for Black History Month? How's this for Black History Month? Um, if I can find it. Here, let me look it up. I thought it was Galatians. House is a madhouse. All I hear is ruckus and Jerusalem 4, Galatians 4 and 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. And Jerusalem, which is a people before it was a place. Just going into the word mother here. Mother, if a source of something, the motherland. Oh, man, the motherland. Yeah. You got these people getting the tattoos of Africa on their faces now. Man, these people have lost their minds, you know. Wearing the emblems of Africa. And hell with Black History Month. And everything it represents, you know. Like during Black History Month, they're giving Martin Luther King, which is their prophet. Literally, Martin Luther King is their prophet. You know, he was a false prophet at that. You know, Martin Luther King wasn't out there serving the Hebrew Israelites. He was out there doing work for the black community. But the Lord's not here for black people, you know. He's not here to serve black people, you know. Let me get that. Now that I mentioned it. I don't know, where's it at? I haven't seen it in a while. I didn't even cover it over the Martin Luther King holiday. I spoke very little on Martin Luther King. He's very insignificant to me. You know. Let me find that. I'm gonna close this. But really, the whole video was inspired just Black history bullshit, man. You know, it's Black history bullshit. It's Black history madness. I literally can't even find it. That's one of those scriptures we used to go over all the time. Martin Luther King, especially on infancy, coming into the truth. We were always mentioned. Martin Luther King is in the Bible. Martin Luther King was in the Bible. Jeremiah 23 and 28. The prophet that hath a dream, let him tell a dream, and he that hath my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat, saith the Lord? All right. It is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. Behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that use their tongue and say, he saith. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, saith the Lord, and do tell them. You know, and it's popular amongst our people. That madness, you know, that I have a dream madness is, you know, and cause my people to err by their lies and by their lightness. Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore, they shall not profit this people at all, saith the Lord. You know, there's another cut on this Black History Month madness, man. You know, was during Black History Month is that African vibration that is, you know what? I ain't been on TikTok today yet, and I think I'm gonna go visit TikTok and just, you know, I guess I'm gonna be vexed, vex myself some more. I can imagine what's on it, but anyway, I really, again, another cut on Black History Month. Just, you know, is everything we're gonna do is everything we speak is contrary to Black History Month. You know, and the lies and the deceit of our people, the foolishness of our people that's being pushed. Anyway, till next time, Lord willing, shalom.